I have to go do things, but there's a cat on my lap.
Hi Laura! So I'm not doing this on HD because I don't have enough memory space in my phone. I filmed about half of what I was going to say, and then my phone said, you don't have any more space. So we're going to do this through the kind of less nice version. On the plus side, I can see myself, so I don't have to guess at what I look like, which is kind of good. Anyways, so I really liked your video yesterday. It was extremely informative and really, really interesting, and you're better at this than I am. So what I was going to talk about today was I had one of two ideas. I wanted to talk about either mindful awareness or I wanted to talk about disordered thinking, and I thought maybe it would be best if I started with disordered thinking because you kind of lead into the necessity of mindful awareness through that. I have this really great metaphor that I want to use. It's really interesting and it involves like bridges and a river and stuff like that, but I think it needs to be filmed somewhere nicer and with a nicer camera. So I'm kind of going to wait to do that and maybe revisit the concept later. For now, I'm going to talk about it in more direct terms. So disordered thinking is one of the problems with OCD. It's how we learn to cope with things that go on in everyday life. Crises and other types of negative or otherwise stressful instances. They don't even necessarily have to be negative. They can just be normal things like school and work. So the problem with disordered thinking is that you stop being able to manage these things. I'm shaking the table every time I move my hand. You can't see my hand because I'm talking with it, but anyways. So the problem with disordered thinking is that you learn to cope with these things in a manner that is not helpful, and it ultimately is harmful in your way of both being able to cope with the actual situation and being able to cope with the way that you are thinking. With OCD, disordered thinking ends up becoming very ritualistic or otherwise compulsory. You have a lot of negative thoughts. So I had my first OCD episode when I was 18, and looking back on it now, I'm not surprised that I had it, because when I was a child, I grew up with rather unhelpful coping mechanisms. I learned them from the adults around me, as well as I kind of made up my own, and that helped reinforce the way that I was coping with things in a negative and unhelpful and actually harmful way. So by the time I was 18, it felt like a surprise, but it really wasn't. So disordered thinking is really difficult to get around because you feel at the time that what you're doing is the best thing you can be doing. It's an easy fix, or it's the only way you really see how to do it if you don't understand how to get around it in any other way. And with OCD is especially a disordered way of thinking, and it builds upon previous ways of thinking badly. So when I had my first OCD episode, by reacting to it the way that I did, which was in a way that I thought fixed it, in a way that I thought would negate my negative thoughts or intrusive thoughts, I thought I was somehow making it better, when in reality I was making it worse, and I was making it much worse for my future self, which is me now, because I have to work just that much harder to get to a place of kind of peace and serenity and learning how to cope in a helpful and healthful way. There are a bunch of college students over there. I came to my college because I had to turn in some books, and I thought I'm going to use the pretty background to talk about things. So that's what I'm doing here today. Plus I got an hour parking, and it took me 5 minutes to turn in my books. Yeah, so that's a quick overview of disordered thinking. This is much longer than I intended, but yeah, so that's my quick intro to disordered thinking. And next time I'm probably going to talk about mindful awareness. I don't quite know, maybe I'll do something else, but that's my plan for now. I love you, sister. I really hope you had a good day at school today. I'm not jealous of you being there, although I'm going to be starting back on campus very, very soon. Yeah, so I hope you have a good day. I hope whoever's watching this besides Laura has a good day, and I will see you guys all next week. Bye.